So before this video begins, I want to apologize for the lack of Monster Hunter content here on the channel. I know I haven't been doing my job of uploading Monster Hunter content throughout my Let's Play series, and hell, I just been procrastinating for a while on the series now, and I apologize for that. Honestly, I should have had my honest review up and ready. At this point, I should have had my honest review done for this game by now, but there's just been other things that I've been doing, and I just been playing other games with some of my friends, and honestly, I just forgot about this game. And honestly, I have no right to just be procrastinating here, so I apologize for that. So to make up for it, I hope you guys don't mind if I do some gameplay of Monster Hunter Rise on the channel for a little while, especially because I'm actually behind schedule. I should have my honest review up and ready, but I don't even have that ready. So it's just because I'm a lazy procrastinator. So I apologize, you guys, for me being lazy. So like I said, I hope you don't mind if I do some gameplay here on the channel for Monster Hunter for a while. I just gonna be doing this just so I can catch up with my schedule. But with that out of the way, I want to focus on the topic of today's video, and that's gonna be talking about Metroid Prime Remastered. So without further delay, I apologize for rambling. Let's get on with the topic of today's video. So Metroid Prime Remastered has been out for a little bit now. Nintendo has revealed that the game was coming out in one of its recent directs back in February. I made a video expressing my thoughts and concerns about the February direct, and I talked about some of the games that I thought were interesting, like Advance Wars Reboot Camp and Metroid Prime Remastered coming out. And honestly, I was kind of excited, and I was genuinely very happy that I was able to get a good direct. And Metroid Prime Remastered, like, this actually surprised a lot of people because Metroid Prime Remastered, it shadow dropped out of nowhere, and a lot of people were very surprised, including myself. And the game was realistically available as soon as the direct was over. It was available digitally first, and then if you wanted to get a physical copy of the game, the physical copy of the game was available on February 22nd, and it is currently, I believe, March now. I think like March 18th, March 19th. I don't remember. I know it's March, but here we are, like pretty much a month later, and the game, it's still selling out like hotcakes, like physical copies of Metroid Prime Remastered. That game is selling so well. Like there are people still struggling to even get physical copies of this game because it's just selling so well. I mean, yeah, to be fair, people were also getting this game digitally. Personally, I don't really get digital games that much anymore. I'm trying to get back into the habit of buying physical copies again. And if I can't find a physical copy of a video game that I like, then I'll get it digitally. But I was actually lucky enough to even get my hands on a physical copy as I dropped mine on the floor. But you can't tell, but I'm holding the physical copy in my hand. And honestly, I think I prefer getting physical copies of video games rather than getting them digitally because, God forbid, and this has been a hot topic, what happens if the servers go down for a network? Like Xbox, for example. Their servers were down for a little bit, and you couldn't play your digital games. Even though you had your console set as the primary console for Xbox, you couldn't play your digital games. So if the servers are down and you're playing offline, you may not have access to your games digitally. But if you have the physical copy, you'll be fine. I'm going to put this away for a second, actually. There we go. I threw that on my shelf. So, the one thing I'm concerned about is we're heading towards a digital only future, and game preservation is going to be affected by this, especially with games like Metroid Prime Remastered, where they made a physical copy of the game, and people may not be able to enjoy this game. Hell, people are still struggling right now to get this game physically because people prefer the physical copies over a digital copy. Now, there is an article I do want to show you guys. And honestly, this article is a little bit out of date. I've been meaning to make this video sooner, but I just been falling behind schedule, like I said already. So I'm going to pull up the article for you guys, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on it as we go along. Metroid Prime Remastered almost beats Hogwarts Legacy in the United Kingdom sales, despite being a digital first release. Okay, so before I even continue, like, we're not even 10 seconds into this article, and already, I'm gonna say this right now, I have not played Hogwarts Legacy. I heard there was a lot of controversy around that game, but I seen a lot of people play it, and it looks really awesome. Personally, I'm not really into the Harry Potter kind of games or the Hogwarts kind of games. I used to be when I was a little kid, but I think I just kind of grown out of it. Don't get me wrong, I still like the whole idea of wizards and everything. I think wizards are awesome, but I don't know, I just kind of grown out of the Harry Potter world, I guess. But anyway, more importantly, in the United Kingdom, like, there's a lot of people that really enjoy playing video games, and despite that Metroid Prime Remastered almost outsold Hogwarts Legacy in terms of whether it's a physical release or a digital release, that's still pretty crazy to think about. Even though Hogwarts Legacy is just as good as Metroid Prime Remastered, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a hot topic a lot when people are gonna say, "Oh, this game's better than that game." "Oh, this game's better than that game." Honestly, this is my thought on this whole thing. I'm just glad we got good games to play. That's all I'm really gonna say. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy or Metroid Prime Remastered, they're both great games, especially with the rate that it's going in the United Kingdom. Like, these games are still selling like crazy. But at the end of the day, as long as we're getting good games to play, that's all I honestly care about. Despite being a digital first release weeks ago, if not months ago, depending on this video, Metroid Prime Remastered almost claimed the first spot in the boxes in the United Kingdom sales charts. Nintendo's Shadow dropped and the remastered of the original Metroid Prime in early February, and the title was released physically late month as well as still. Although initially on sales exclusively digital for a few weeks, the remastered almost beat multi-platform titles Hogwarts Legacy as posted by game industry Christopher Dring. Metroid Prime Remaster is the second biggest physical release of the year so far and missed out on taking the first spot last week by only 1,000 units. I mean, if you remaster a game that people like from like the old days, from the gaming industry, then people are gonna buy it because back in the olden age, back in like what 2003, the early 2000s, games like Super Mario Sunshine, games like Metroid Prime, the original, or like Super Metroid on the SNES, those games people are gonna buy them, and people are gonna go down on a road trip down memory lane, and they're gonna get some nostalgia out of it, especially because those are games that people grew up with when in their childhood, and now that if people both hear that there's gonna be a remaster for this game, then yeah, developers are gonna be put on the line in terms of like, oh shoot, okay, we gotta remaster this game and make it like the game people remember it was. So we gotta put all our cards on the table and we gotta buckle down and we gotta make sure we remaster this game the right way for people to enjoy. And Nintendo did that surprisingly so well that the game is still selling like hotcakes. I mean, the game right now, Metroid Prime Remaster, is still selling like crazy. Like, I'm gonna tell you how crazy it is right now. I'm gonna pull up my Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna pull up the Nintendo eShop, and I'm gonna read you the top 10 best-selling games on the Nintendo eShop. Now, the way it works is for the eShop, for bestsellers, it goes by the best, like the games that were most recently bought in the past 2 weeks, and it's supposed to be like between 1 to 30, but I'm gonna read you the top 10 to show you, or tell you, I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell you how much it's doing, how well it's doing. So I have the Nintendo eShop open on my Switch right now. So the games I'm gonna read off to you, In first place, we have Mario Party Superstars. Second place, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Third place, Metroid Prime Remastered. Fourth place, we got Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Fifth place, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Sixth place, we got Minecraft. Seventh place, we got Windbound. And then we got the definitive edition of Ori and the Blind Forest in 8th, Just Dance in 2023 edition in ninth, and then in 10th place we got Stardew Valley. And Metroid Prime is the top 3 selling game, physically or digitally, for Nintendo Switch right now. I'm actually going to put my Switch away before I drop this like I dropped my physical copy earlier. There we go. But, yeah. Top 3 selling, and it's still doing fantastic. All I'm gonna say is Nintendo definitely redeemed themselves with Metroid Prime Remastered, because last year they were kind of in a rut and they were not really doing that well. But fortunately, they were able to pull their head out of their butts and they decided to give us a good game. Especially with today's day in modern gaming, this is actually very rare. And honestly, I'm probably going to play some Metroid Prime Remastered actually after this video. So, all I'm going to say is we definitely need more good games like Metroid Prime Remastered. Excuse me. Especially because today's day and age in modern gaming, this is stuff that we don't see very often anymore. We don't see good games like this. But all I'm going to say is let's just be thankful that Nintendo actually gave us a good direct and they delivered what they promised. But I'm still going to keep my eye out for anything suspicious. So, with that being said, thank you guys all for listening. Let me know what you all think down below. And until next time, you guys, I'm talking about Metroid Prime Remastered, and I'll see you all later.